All right, good evening, everybody. This is Calvin Butler with the RBBS. This is honest. I'm sorry, with Assurance USA. Tonight is Monday night. This is Assurance USA training from 7 p.m. until we are here with the members of our National Dispatch Network. And tonight is Assurance USA training. Things are moving along pretty quickly here. Looks like we're on track to launch this by no later than July the 4th. What's July? 4th of July, 4th of July. That's the date. So it's like we're on track. Getting a lot of positive reviews from truck drivers that have been calling up. When I explain it to them, I haven't had anybody say that they don't like it. So we're getting a lot of positive reviews from the truck drivers and the owner operators that have been calling up, asking questions about it, and our new direction. So they are loving it. They are just loving it. So I'm expecting huge things from this new business model. So I mean, that's kind of rare that out of the number of calls that I've gotten so far on this, no one gives any type of negative reviews. Everybody loves it. So far, so good. So that's great. All right. As I sent you all out some stuff earlier, matter of fact, the recording is going. Let me start sharing my screen here real quick. We're gonna make this quick tonight. I've got a lot more stuff I gotta do. So we're gonna try to make this quick and go over some things real quick. See here. Where we at here? Assurance USA. I'm still working on revamping the website. Hopefully, I will have it ready. Definitely by Saturday. Hopefully, I have it ready by Wednesday. But I'm working on revamping it. It's probably gonna look completely totally different. Okay, because we're going more towards a complete dispatching service and all-in-one dispatching service, which features which is going to feature two of our main things, which is one is going to be flat fee dispatching, $1,000 per month, and the other one is going to be the guaranteed rate per mile, the rate per mile guarantee clause. So those two things, and then of course our factoring. So, but when we explain it to owner operators, they love it. Okay, I probably had about 30 or 40 calls since Saturday. Okay, since Saturday, about 30 to 40 calls since Saturday. A whole bunch of responses online that I responded to, and everyone that I explained it to, they love the idea. They love it. So that's real positive. All right, check my emails here. All right, some of you all have been sending in, as you can see here, your requests for the for your domain email address and your free extension. As you can see, some of you all I have gotten done. So some of you have these in your emails right now, and they look kind of like this when they come back to you. Okay, they have your email address right there. Shows your email address. Shows your password. Now, some of you, I had to change your password a little bit because the passwords, and that was my fault. The passwords have to include a capital letter, a number, and a special character. Some of you were sending over the password without the special character, and some were sending them over without the capital letter. So if you check your password, because it looks a little bit different, I added a $ to all of your passwords, and I added a capital letter to your passwords. So make sure you all check those when you get them back, okay? But I did send a bunch of them back out, and you all have those already, okay? Now, what I need is this right here. All right, so this is what I need. I'm gonna put this up here right now. This out to everybody. But those of you who haven't sent yours in yet, I've got a bunch of them in, but I haven't responded to all of them. These are the ones I have not responded to yet. All these right here I have not responded to yet. I'm gonna get these done tonight. As soon as we finish this, I'm gonna try and get these done and back out to you all tonight. If any of you have not sent in your request, here is what I need. I'm sending it to y'all now via the chat on Zoom. Give me a second here. What to pop up? Where's my chat at? Why is my chat not chatting? Anybody see my chat on Zoom? Here's my chat. I'm trying to pull up my chat. It's not. All right, there it is. Finally, it popped up. Okay, there we go. All right, here is what I'm sending out right now. And this is what I'm going to need. All right, y'all got that? So please provide the following. I need your email name, how you want your name on your email. I need your email password, what you want your password to be, and make sure that it includes a capital letter, a number, and a special character, a $sign, %sign, something, okay? I need your cell phone number, and I need a 4-digit PIN for your extension PIN number on Grasshopper. So you need to tell me what you want your PIN number to be. And what will happen is when I get those over, I will go in and I will create them here. You'll see here where I've created some of you all's extensions already. Okay, I've created some already. As you all can see here, Mr. Cedric Gibson, Mr. Gerald, Mr. Gibson, Mr. Roberts, Charles Robertson, Katrina Underwood, and some others that I've created. And on the emails, I've created some over there too. I can show y'all what those look like. We've created some emails too. Got to sign back in. But we've created some of the emails, but all those that have been created, you all have yours. If you don't have yours yet, I'll be finishing those up tonight. If you sent in your request. Now, if you didn't send in a request, I'm not doing them. So make sure y'all get your request in so I can get these done, okay? Make sure I get the request in. Products, emails. A bunch of the emails have been created and a bunch of the toll-free extensions have been created. So you all have your toll-free extensions and you have emails. Here's some of the emails that have been created already and your toll-free extensions, those up too. So go in and verify your emails and things of that nature. You all have the links there to get to your email accounts. All right. Let me get a lot of stuff up here. Let me get over some of the stuff. Handle that. Okay. Does everyone see the information that I just sent out in the chat? Does everyone see that?
No, sir. I haven't sent. I don't see it.
No?
Yeah, chat's empty.
Yeah, no, I have nothing.
Yeah. You gotta click on your little chat they did.
Yeah, it's empty.
Yes.
My chat is not popping up like I wanted to. Like, why is my chat not popping up like I wanted to? I just did it. Ah, my chat doesn't want to pop up. There it is right there. All right. You all don't see that? I'm in the chat.
Nope.
Nothing.
Everyone in waiting room.
Still blank.
Still blank. And I've sent it, but why is it still showing blank? Try that again. All right, I just sent it again. Oh, hold on. It's my bad. I'm sending it to the wrong place. No wonder. I'm sending it to the waiting room. All right, now let's try it. Now, do y'all have it now?
Yeah, there you go.
All right, there it is. Make sure if you all have not filled this out and send it in. If you did fill it, if you have some of your information, but if you don't have your a 4-digit PIN or your email password, refill this out and send it in. So we can't create your email without your password, without a password. We can't create your extension without a 4-digit PIN. So make sure y'all send those over, okay? For those of you who are just joining us, check your Zoom chat. If you do not have your extension and your email address, fill this information out that we have right here and send it over to info@nocheapfreight.com. Okay, make sure y'all get that over to us. All right.
Calvin, how many characters or how many letters is the password should be? 7 and 8 or less than that? Is there a requirement for the amount?
Just make sure it has at least 8. Okay, and make sure it has a capital letter. Make sure it has a number, and make sure it has a special character.
Okay.
Lord knows I don't have that money.
Okay.
Somebody to steal from me. So you know what? If I was.
Is that a conversation that we're supposed to be in on? Remember, if you're having conversations outside of what you want to be heard, please mute your mic. Okay. And even if you do want it to be heard, mute your mic anyway, because it's kind of disruptive and it makes for a bad broadcast because this is recorded and we play it on YouTube. Okay. So just y'all kind of just keep that in mind. All right. One of the questions that came up today, when someone called and asked me about insurance USA. I had someone that I had a gentleman that owns a trucking company. He called me up and he was wanting to know about the insurance on USA. He had looked at the website, found it he had watched our last video. Found it very interesting. And then when I was explaining it to him, again, he loved it. And he wanted to know, how can he get involved with it on the dispatching side of it. And I explained to him, well, you have to be a member of the National Dispatch Network, and this opportunity is only available to people who are part of the network. Okay, so he went ahead and joined up, and one of the things that he found very, very, very appealing was the flat fee dispatch. Okay, he loves the idea that if your dispatching blows, you dispatch them on. And let me make sure everybody understands the new rate per mile guarantee. Now, before, when we were just doing the compensation enhancements, when we were just doing when it was just about that. It was, so we find you, you find 3 loads, right? We would enhance one of them if the other 2 were above the subpar rate, right? That's where it was before, right?
Correct.
Everybody with me?
Yes,
All right.
right. That's correct.
All right. The way it's set up with the flat fee dispatching is basically we are your dispatcher. Okay, you pay us a flat fee, $1,000 per month for the first year. After the first year, it drops to $633 per month. Okay, we are doing a flat fee dispatch. Okay, if we are dispatching you all your loads, this is the criteria to qualify for the guaranteed rate per mile guarantee. If we are dispatching all your loads, let's say we find you 3 loads that week, each one of them average about 750 miles. Okay. Matter of fact, let me pull up my calculator so I can break this down to you all. Each one of them, come on, there we go. Each one of them, let's say they average out to about 750 miles, right? So we find you 3 loads. Let's say the first load is paying, let's say this is a flatbed. Let's say the first load is paying $2.86 per mile, right? And the second load is paying, let's say, $2.62 per mile. Okay, and the third load is paying $2.38 per mile. Okay, that gives you a total of $7.86. You know, all those combined, right? Now, does anybody care to guess if those 3 are we going to have to enhance that $2.30 per mile
Yes.
load? Anybody want to take a guess at that?
Yes.
Anybody?
Yes.
I would assume yes.
So your answer is yes, right?
Based on the way it was explained before, yes.
Yes.
That's your answer? Okay. No, based on what it is now, not from our original benefits package, because the original one was just on compensation enhancement. Right? Right?
Right.
Yeah.
All right. Now that we're going to a flat fee dispatching service versus just compensation enhancement, remember how we phrased this. It's a rate per mile guarantee, which is, and the way it's explained is, we find you 3 loads, and all 3 loads, if all 3 loads do not average out to above the what? Subpar rate, which in this case would be 250, right? Because it's a flatbed, right? Y'all follow me? Is everybody following?
Yeah, the flatbed is 250.
All right. So the subpar rate is 250, right? For flatbed. If all 3 loads do not average out to 250, if all 3 loads combined don't average out to 250, we enhance the lowest spend one by what? $8 per mile, right?
Right.
So I ask you again.
No, then this.
So I ask you again. Will we
this-
have to enhance this one that's 238?
No, you won't.
Okay, all right. Somebody says no.
Right.
Does anybody disagree with it?
What was the question again?
All right. And the answer is, all right, here's the question. All right. First of all, let's explain to you how the rate per mile guarantee, minimum rate per mile guarantee work. If we are finding you, if we are dispatching all your loads, and the loads that we dispatch you for are whether they're 3, whether they're 4, whether they're 5, whatever the case may be, all right? If those loads combine, after you combine all those loads, after you put all those loads together, if they do not average out to have you above your what? $2.50 per mile, your subpar rate, in this case, flat bed, which would be $2.50 per mile. If all your loads, if they don't average out once you combine them all, if your loads over the week do not average out to be above your subpar rate, you will enhance the lowest paying rate by an additional $1 per mile paid out of our pocket. Now, the question is, based on this right here, you got a load that we done that was $2.86 per mile, one that was $2.62 per mile, one was $2.38 per mile. Will we have to enhance that when it's $2.38 or not?
Yes, we'll have to. Cause that's the cheapest one. It's $2.38.
I would say yes.
I would say no, because the average is
It's $7.50.
All right. Someone says yes, someone says no, right?
Correct. There's no.
See
Correct.
who's
I say
right.
no.
Let's see who's right. Because all those, they equal up to what? 786. So you would divide that 786 by what? 3, right?
3.
Right?
Yep.
That equals a 262, which means
Right.
no, we would not have to enhance that because they
Right.
averaged out to more than the 250 per mile. I want to make sure everybody understands that. Does everybody see how that works now?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Because the objective,
I got a question.
because here's the objective. The objective is to find the owner operator loads to where his rate for the week is more than what the subpar rate is. Does everybody see that?
Mm-hmm.
Because if we're doing all the dispatching, we may find them a $6 per mile load, right? And then we find them a $4 per mile load. And then the last load we find them is $2.16. Now, because we do all the dispatching, we were able to find them some good paying loads that kept the average way up, right?
Right.
Right? So why would we have to enhance one of those loads if the average that we found for the week is way above the subpar? But the goal is to keep the carrier above subpar for the week. Do y'all see that?
Yep.
Yeah, I see it, but I didn't know that we changed it to average. I just thought
Right.
that it was under the
Okay.
one.
All right.
Yeah, they've taken the word average in now.
All right. Yeah. Look.
Is that different than the way it was before, or
Before, we were
before
just
was
going
it
with-
per?
Yes.
Was it per
Yes.
load?
Yes, because the program is different. Remember, before we were not doing all the dispatching. Before we were just doing what? Rate enhancements, compensation enhancements, right? Which means they can find their own loads, right? Or we can find them loads. We were not doing that dispatching. We could, or we couldn't, but they can find their own loads. And if they find their own loads, if one of the loads that they found, if they wanted to submit a claim for a load, they had to have at least 2 loads that were above subpar, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yes.
And then we would enhance the load that was below subpar.
Right.
But we were not doing the dispatch, right?
Jesus, shit. It's changed.
Right.
I need some feedback.
Right. We wasn't doing any
That's
dispatching, so
And this is because
We were not doing
now
the dispatch.
now we're
They were-
exclusive
Yeah,
in terms of
exactly.
dispatch.
Because what's the problem we're trying to solve? Cheap freight, right?
Yep.
Right?
Yes.
Problem we're trying to solve is make sure that owner operators, they are getting loads that are above subpar. We don't have to find every load that's above subpar, but we need to keep them dispatched each week when they loads, when they average out, they are being paid above subpar. Do you understand that?
Understand it now, yeah.
Yeah, I understand it, but I'm looking at the website, but the website you have.
Okay, all right, you're not listening to people.
The website got to get revamped still.
Say that we are revamping the website.
Okay, I got you. I got you. All
Yeah,
right.
did we not say we are revamping the web? That's what I'm in the process of doing now. I'm not gonna change the website every time I make a change to it, because then it's gonna look all confused and combobulated. I'm leaving this one up until I finish with the revamp. Then it will replace this one. Okay? Does everybody get it?
We got it. I got it now.
Yeah.
Yes, yes, sir. Yes, we get it.
All right. Does everybody know that we are now? Does everybody know that we are now dispatching at a flat fee rate?
Yes.
All right. All right. So now the theme of the direction of the company now is to give the owner operator. You're going to help them make money by doing two things. You're going to help them make more money by saving the money on the dispatching, because normally if you were dispatching them and if you were charging them 10% of the load fee on 3 loads, averages about 769 miles, they'll be paying you about $2,500 to $2,600 per month, right? So by saving them $1,000 to $1,500 a month, that's more money that goes in the pocket, right?
Right.
Yeah, that's right.
Right?
Right.
All right. Also, by doing all their dispatching, we are able to control and keep them above subpar. It makes you all's job easier to keep them above subpar on all their loads. Not all their loads individually, but collectively for the week. You understand? That's not to say that you're not going to have some cases of where it does fall below $2.50 on flatbed, below $2 on drive in, below $3 on refrigerators, right? And when that does, then yes, we will enhance that. We will pay that extra dollar per mile on the lowest paying load. Does everybody see that now?
Yes, based on the averages.
Okay, so Calvin, you're saying
because if you're a trucker, how do you count your money? By what you bring home each week, right?
Right.
Right, because you pay your expenses by the week. You count your money by the week. So the objective is to make sure that our owner operators are always above subpar on their weekly earnings. Because if I find you a load that's paying $4 per mile, I find you a load that's paying $2 per mile, but I find you another load that's paying $6 per mile, did I not keep you above that $2.50 per mile for the entire week?
Yes.
Right? I find your load that's paying $4 per mile, and let's look at it as
$3 per
mile.
mile.
Right? Let's say you get paid $4 per mile times $7.69. All right, that's $3,076. Somebody write this down. Then let's say we find you another load that's paying $3.20 per mile, right? And let's say same mileage, $7.69. That's 24.6. Then let's say we find your load, that's paying $2 per mile. So, all apple to apple. That's 15.38. So now you got what? You got 1538, right? Right? Plus 2460 plus 3076. So hold on, let me write this down so I can get this right. So I remember it. Now we got 1538, the 2460 and 80 cents, and the $3,076. Okay, each of them going 769 miles. So that's gonna give them a total of that plus 2460. That plus 3076. That gives you $7,074 for the week, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
What was the total number of miles? 769 times 3, right? Right?
769.
Yes.
Yep.
769 times 3. That's 2,203 miles. That means what? That's 2,203 miles is divided. That's 7074 divided by 2,307. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Correct. 774 divided by 2,307. Did that not keep them above the subpar rate of,
250. Yep.
even if that was a refund? It kept them above what? The subpar rate. See how that works? Now, if that was a drive-in,
Yes.
that's crazy. That's great. And there's gonna be some chance, and there's gonna be some opportunities when you all are gonna find drive-in carriers that type of money. You're gonna find them a $4 per mile run. Then you're gonna find them, they got $3.20 a mile. And you may find them one that's paying $199 or $150. But when you average it out, they may weigh more than $2 per mile. Right? And the more than 65% of all those on the low board are below $2 per mile. So have you not done them a great service?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. All we're doing is this. We're finding ways to enhance the owner-operator's money, but we've got to be really, really creative in how we do it. We can't just, like a daisy would be sorry and lazy and say, hey, I'm just gonna find some holes, he'll be all right. No. You all gotta be professional at what you do. Okay, but at the same time, I don't want to make it impossible for you all to complete your mission, right?
Right.
Does everybody see what's going on? It takes a certain type of skill, okay, to satisfy everybody. It really does. Okay, it's not that hard when you think about it, but it does require a certain type of skill. Okay, you can't just blindly say, "Oh, I'm gonna give this load, that load, that load, that load, that load." But at the same time, you don't want to make it so that every week they're paying out what? enhancements, right?
Yeah, which is over $700.
Y'all hear me? Exactly,
Yes.
because if you're paying about enhancement every week, then that overruns what? The amount of payments that are coming in, right?
That's right.
So you want to find a way to make sure that on the operator it stays above subpar. Do y'all see what we're doing?
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah, get it now.
We're still keeping the owner operator above subpar. So you are effectively doing your job very well. But at the same time, you're still making it so that the company does not get overran or out of budget. You understand that?
Yes.
Because if the company starts getting out of budget, then you're operating in what? Essentially bankruptcy, right?
Not only that, you get drivers.
Right?
Yes. I just want to say this to Calvin. Then you get carriers that are, refusing loads.
So you have to find.
No, I'm saying that you can get carriers that are refusing loads for.
They're refusing loads.
No, but what I'm saying is that it eliminates that, right? Where.
If they're refusing good paying, if they're refusing good paying loads, then we don't owe them jack. You understand? I mean, look, they gotta run the good paying loads.
Right.
If they're refusing good paying loads, then you don't owe them anything. I mean, come on, let's be real.
Right, it makes sense to make money.
And doing it this way, exactly, they want to make money. And in doing it this way, it's easier. It makes your job a lot easier in finding them loads. This way actually makes it easier for you to find them loads going to the places that they want to go when they want to go. It really does.
Mr.
Look,
now,
what are the chances a carrier's gonna tell you? If you find a carrier, 3 loads a week that's paying them more than $7,000, really? You find a carrier 3 loads a week that's paying them more than $7,000. That means 2 of those loads were paying damn good, right?
Yeah.
All right, then. So look, the goal is to keep them above subpar, okay? Because that's our what? Guarantee. Guarantee says what? It's a minimum rate per mile guarantee. And the way the guarantee works is when you explain the guarantee, right? Since we're doing your dispatching, we promise to keep you above subpar for the week. For dry van, that subpar rate is $2 per mile. So we promise that by the end of the week, all your loads will equal out to above subpar. For flatbed, that's $2.50 per mile. For reefers, that's $3 per mile. If we cannot keep you above subpar for that week, we will pay you an extra $1 per mile on the lowest paying load we found you that week. Does everybody see that? If that lowest paying load, they went 800 miles on that lowest paying load, they get $800. If that lowest paying load, they went 300 miles, they get $300, right? Additional, right?
Yes.
But if all 3 loads average out to above your subpar, then you're good. Does everybody see that? Because the goal is to keep them above subpar. The goal is to keep them above cheap freight for the week. Why? Because they pay the expenses by the week. They calculate the money by the week. Everybody, even if you're a company driver, you get paid by the week, right?
Yeah. Which makes sense because
so that's the goal.
If you found them 2 loads that are paying more than say $4 a mile, and the third one they got into an area where it's paying, let's say, $1.34. Once you calculate those 3 rates together, you should still be over this subpar rate.
It depends on what.
If the third load is paying, let's say,
It depends on the trailer. Now, if it's a reefer, that might not be the case.
that's right. That's right.
Yeah. Now, if that's a refrigerator, that might not be the case. That would be the case with a dry van, definitely. But if it's a refrigerator load, that might not be the case.
Okay.
And it may not be the case if it's a flatbed. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All right.
So what if all three loads
now,
are above
I'm
subpar
trying to find a way to make you.
and the miles are not? If all three loads are above subpar,
And say that again.
if all three loads are above subpar, but the miles are only above 769 on two
Can't
loads.
be good.
Okay, so the third load could be a 200-mile run and still be good?
Yeah. Because
Okay.
look, if
All right.
all three loads are above subpar, first of all three loads are above subpar, right?
Right.
It doesn't matter what the miles is.
Okay.
The load is above subpar.
Good enough.
Right? So it doesn't matter. But look, the miles are really inconsequential because you look at the rate per mile. And the reason why that works for us because a lot of times we're going to be finding them short runs that pays a higher per mileage rate, right?
Right.
That's right.
Hello?
That's right. I hear you. Yeah.
So, you know, because look, you can't just, and that's what's wrong with dispatch firms now. They have tunnel vision, okay? They don't try to think outside the box. They don't want to get too complicated. They want everything easy, sneezy, and lazy. You understand? Go to load board. I'm looking for a load that's paying more than $2 per mile. Look at loads paying more than $3.25 per mile. I'm looking for a load. Yeah, but when you're doing that, when you don't find a load that's paying that, then you become stuck, right? Well, I couldn't find you one that pays that much on this one, so I don't know what I'm gonna do for you, right? So what you got to do is
Bite the bullet.
stop basing your success on one load at a time. Base your success on a weekly total. Why? Because they are paying what? A one flat fee. They're not paying by the load anymore, remember? They're not paying by the load anymore, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Right? Now, if they were paying a percentage of each load fee, that would be something different. But they're not. They're paying one flat fee.
They're so cute.
That saves them a tremendous amount of money just by having that service, right? Does everybody see the totality of the strategy? You have to look at the whole strategy. You have to look at the whole totality of the strategy. You can't just look at, well, I'm just looking at a rate per mile. Or I'm just looking at how many miles. Or I'm just looking at each load per day. You know, it makes it hard. That makes it almost impossible for you to accomplish your goal from week to week, because you're trying to make them fit every day, fit a certain thing. Okay. Now, if they were paying 10% per load by the load, that's something different. But they're paying a lot more. So therefore, you're trying to find them a load that matches what they need on every single load. But if they're paying by the month, somebody needs to kill their mic.
On the side.
Please, you got too much going on in the background. Okay? All right. If they're paying if they're paying one flat fee, right? They're not paying by the load. They're paying one flat fee, which is saving them anywhere from $1,000 to $1,500 per month. So if you're charging them $1,000 to $1,500 less, where's that money going?
In their
Where's
pocket.
that money going? Back into their pocket. So you're saving them money just by them having the service. And then on top of that, Your goal is to keep them above subpar each and every week. That's your goal. Now, if you can accomplish that, then you'll have some happy owner operators. You all will make money. The company will make money. Everybody will be, it'll be glorious. Now, are you going to accomplish that each and every time? No. Okay, that's not going to happen every week, but it will happen more often than not. You understand what I'm saying? That's what we're going for. We're going for, maybe one or two times per one or two times per month that you have to pay out. I'm an enhancement. In all actuality, if you're doing this right, you're doing it right. Okay, with loads that we're getting in from the shippers, the loads that we're getting in from the brokers, and looking at the load boards and practicing getting drivers on the setting them up on the sub-dedicated runs and things of that nature. You got to have a lot of carriers that you're never going to pay in it. I'm an enhancement on. Okay, because you're doing your job right. You're keeping them above subpar rate. Because the alternative is them doing what? Trying to going deadhead to get loads and all this other stuff and losing money. And, because most of the loads out there are below $2 per mile. You see the difference in it now? Does everybody see that?
Yeah,
hello.
I do, Kelvin.
Okay. I want to make sure everybody gets it. I want to make sure everybody understanding. If you don't understand it, say so now. Because we want you to be able to explain this. Because remember, we're not going to be doing cold calls. Okay. You all are going to brand the hell out of it. I mean, y'all going to be some serious branders. I mean, when I talk about branding, we're going to be branding. We're going to be requiring you all to brand every single day. So that replaces what? Cold calling. Would you rather cold call or would you rather brand? Which is
Brandon's easier. Brandon's easier.
Branding.
Yeah, branding's easier and a lot more fun. You're sharing stuff all over social media, right? On different social media platforms. You're putting stuff together. You're sharing videos. You're sharing, posts and all that type of stuff. You're putting stuff. You're putting creative stuff together that promotes your brand. And all that stuff you're putting together, it turns into what? Traffic. That's what turns into traffic. You don't want to have to make cold calls, right? You want to be able to just answer calls coming in constantly, or going online, looking at the back office website and seeing when someone visits the website and they got the information there, right? And you just responded to them. How can I help you? That's a whole lot better than calling someone up about the blue and trying to pitch them something, right?
Yes.
Exactly. So we're trying to make you all job as less stressful as possible. Okay, we're trying to relieve the stress of having to make cold calls by having you all to brand instead of making cold calls. Now, look, if you're not branding, if you got a weak link in your branch, or weak link, I'm sorry, a weak link on your team, and they're not, holding up, they may be sharing, yeah, I shared some on 2 groups today. That ain't gonna cut it, y'all. Not gonna cut it. It's not gonna cut it. I want to see you all get put in Facebook jail because you're sharing too much. This is what I'm telling you. I want, from time to time, I want to see Facebook say, hey, hey, we got to cut you off from sharing because you're sharing too much. So then you switch over to where? That means you share more on what? LinkedIn. You share more on Twitter. You share more on Instagram. You share more on YouTube. Right? Y'all understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
Got it.
Because branding is going to be a very, very key part to our success. The more you brand, the more clientele you'll have that calls you, that contacts you. And that's what you want. You want to motivate people to contact you. Because if someone is motivated enough to pick up that phone and call you about your service, they are what? Halfway sold. Right? Y'all awake?
Yeah. You're just freezing up a little bit.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know what's going on, but one of those things. But what I was saying was, if someone is motivated enough to pick up a phone or to go online and send you their contact information or to call you up about your services, they are halfway sold, right?
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes.
Your job is already halfway done. That's a lot better than you just see who I'm gonna call them. I'm gonna call these 1,200 people. Make these 1,200 phone calls. Hey, how you doing? Who's this? Oh, this is Calvin with the shirt and click. You got to come up with a good way to hold their attention, and you got to get them ramped up and said you got to set them from get-go. You got to start out. If you're making cold calls, that's not what we want to do. Somebody says they can't hear anybody. Kevin Kreiner. I can't hear anybody. Can see but not hear. All right. There's a mic. Kevin Kreiner. Let's look for Kevin Kreiner. Kevin, there's a mic. Let's see if I can find you. See what your mic is saying. Camille, Katrina, Charles, Wendell, Michael, Wyatt, Kevin Kreiner. Oh, Kevin, I see what the deal is, Kevin. Your mic is muted. I need to unmute your mic, Kevin. Kevin, well, unmute me or whatever it is. Turn on your All right, Kevin. Kevin. Kevin, can you hear me? You need to turn your volume on or turn your volume up. Kevin, can you hear me? I don't know what's going on with Kevin. Kevin, you need to turn your volume on or turn your volume up. One of the other. All right. Can everybody else hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Fine. Hello?
I can hear you.
Yeah, I can hear you, Calvin.
All right.
It could be that his
Kevin, you need to turn your volume on or turn your volume up.
Or right click on the speaker button.
Yeah, he's got to click on his volume button.
Yeah, and probably adjust to the right driver.
Yeah. All right. Let me see here. Let me type something up here. Right click on your speaker button. All right, hopefully now. But anyway, All right, but what we're doing is we're making sure that we're clearing the way so that you all have an easier path to make money, and you all have an easier path of satisfying your own operators. Okay, because that's the bottom line. The bottom line is you want them to make sure they have enough money each and every week. You want to make sure they get that they are above the average pay each and every week. You want to be above subpar each and every week. Okay, subpar for. There you go. Put that headset on. Want to make sure that they are above subpar. Every week. Okay, because look, I don't know if y'all are noticing. Let's look at some of these low boards and show you what I'm talking about. My computer's running real slow tonight. Probably because I've been on it all day long. I haven't given my computer a break all day. I've been literally on this computer all day long. If I'm not rebuilding the website, I was assigning toll-free numbers and toll-free extensions and creating domain email addresses. All right. Take a look at the low board.
Direct freight was pretty busy.
Y'all know where I'm going. I'm going to direct freight.
They had loads paying over $4,000 or $5,000.
I know. Didn't I tell y'all about what? 2 weeks ago, that around 2-3 weeks ago, that the race was gonna jump. Y'all remember that?
Yeah.
Y'all remember talking about that?
Yes.
Yeah. So y'all remember we talked about the race? Are we going to spike sometime around about now, right? Now, I want y'all to again, what's the second part of that though? We also talked about what? There's probably gonna be another shutdown, right? Have y'all been watching the news lately?
Yes.
Florida has had their highest increase in coronavirus cases since this whole thing started.
It's happening again.
I mean, I'll be honest with you. You know, it's not the time to be open up too soon. Then on top of that, you got this social unrest. What's going on with cops and police brutality, and people are protesting about that. It's been a long time coming. It's just that it had to come during this time, which is the worst time for it to come. Right? And so this has been a long time coming. But don't get me wrong, but it's not going to do much for the economy when it comes to having to shut down again. So that's why I was informing you all that the first thing that was going to happen was we're going to have a lot of loads that we're going to be available. It happened right on cue, just like I said it would. Then I said within 3 to 4 weeks after that, you're going to have the rates are going to spike. Here we are. The rates are spiking, just like I said it would. Now, mark my words, between now and October, we're going to have another shutdown. There's going to be another nationwide shutdown. Because all these states are starting to open back up, but the virus has not gone anywhere. It hasn't. They haven't come up with any type of cure, any type of vaccine. Nothing's really changed. Except the only thing that changed was when it was helped it to kind of fall off, was that people were actually following social distancing. People were staying home. People were not interacting. And now you got everybody wants, well, let's open back up the states. Let's do this. Let's open up, let's have people wear masks. But people are not wearing masks. They're not social distancing. They're at the beaches, they're at the casinos, they're at the club, they're at the bar, they're at the restaurants. They're all packed up on each other like nothing this never happened. And then and they're all just spreading it. Which is going to force another shutdown. That's going to cause people to be even madder than they were before. Now, the trucking industry won't take a bat as a hit the first time because now they already know what essential freight is. They had to figure that out the last time, right? The first time we had to shut down, the trucking industry got kind of caught off guard because they wasn't sure exactly what essential freight was. That was causing a lot of the clog-ups. Those were being booked, and they found out it went essential, so then those loads got canceled. We had truck drivers waiting in line trying to get to this essential freight, and other loads had been canceled. We didn't line to unload. That caused a lot of dismay and headaches. But this time when it shuts down, it won't be as big of a dismay for the trucking industry. It will be bad for the country and most other industries, but the trucking industry should weather it pretty good this time around. Why? Because we've been through it before, and now we know what's essential freight. We know what needs to go where and to what distribution center and all this extra stuff. Now they have a good handle on that. They got a good test run, but it's going to be another shutdown.
The other thing too, Calvin, is that the department stores or groceries are not going to allow you to buy more than you're allowed. They're going to ration that, right?
Exactly. So it's not going to be it's not going to be as bad as it was before, but there is going to be a shutdown. And the rates won't be as bad as it was, but they are going to want to stay back off. Because right now, you're seeing a bunch of loads now. When's the last time Texas was over 3,000 loads? Alabama, over almost 4,000 loads, right? Kentucky, more than 1,000 loads. So, I mean, you got some great, Illinois, more than 2,000 loads. So you got a lot of, these little tri-state areas here and there that are really kicking California back up to more than 3,000 loads. Oregon, 1,800 loads. Washington State, more than 1,200 loads. Remember these states up here that was looking at like 60 loads and 30 loads, getting them down. 467, 482. North Dakota, they're still around the double digits, but they're higher than it was before, because one time they were down to 29 loads. These states up here were all down to about 100 loads, 109, and now they really, really bounced back. Come on, what's my internet? Okay, now they've really, really bounced back. But let's look at some of these rates. Let's go to Texas here real quick. Let's look at some of these rates. In my, all right. Let's test this and see what we got that's above $3 per mile right now. What's going on with that $3 per mile thing? See what those are above 3 per mile. Here the rates have improved. All right. Here we go. Got some on the first page there. Something on the first page that was paying $71. Huh. Let me do my rate thing here. Get the rate, all the rates. All right, here we go. All right. Above $3 per mile, 390, 435, and let's see what the distance is on these. Some of these, yeah, that's 948 trip miles. That's pretty good for 390 per mile, right? Right, 948 trip miles. That's $3,700. That's good money. Hey, mileage is good, and the rate is good. 435. 689 miles. That's good, right? So now you got a combination of what? Longer miles and higher rates, right? Y'all see that? $9 and 2 cents a mile. That's probably gonna be a short mileage one. Yeah, 244 miles, which is still good though. Spend $2,200. There's another one. These are gonna be real high. This one is, it doesn't even give a rate because it's going such short miles. It's probably within the same city. It's paying $2,100. So that's off the chart. Because from Levelland, Texas to Abilene, where's that? Where's that going to?
Looks like Michigan.
Yeah, that's gotta be more than what's called though. They just didn't put the mileage up there. That's about what? Texas to Michigan? I don't think that's that good. Texas to Michigan, that is not going to be a pretty good rate. But that's kind of like a ghost one right there. That's kind of like a false positive, right? Y'all agree? So that's going to Michigan from Texas and is only paying $2,100. That's going to be way. I don't think that's even going to be $2 per mile. Y'all think Texas to Michigan is about what, 800, 900 miles?
It's gonna be more than that.
Gotta be. A couple here. $305 per mile, going for 126 miles. That's decent. Got a cluster here. These are all going to the same place. Picking up in the same place, going to the same place. And those are legitimate 1, 2, 3, 4 different runs. Okay? So they're all by the same logistics firm. So those are actually 4 different runs. Each of them paying $744 total, $5.06 per mile, 147 miles. That's a good little cluster for a flatbed step decks.
You're looking at a little over 1,300 miles from, well, depends on where in Texas, from Houston to
1,500 miles?
13.
Yeah, that's gonna be big. Yeah, that's gonna be far way below. That's gonna fall about $1.37 a mile, $1.40 a mile.
I have a question.
That's a real false positive. Yeah.
How do we know which size flatbed? Because I see some flatbeds 48, some flatbeds 45, some flatbeds 53. How do we know which one to for the driver to pick?
How do you know which size it is?
No, I mean for the driver. I mean, just say for instance, if we're trying to find a driver.
I mean, the driver know what size flatbed he had.
Okay.
Yeah. Drivers know what size flatbed he got. Okay. And usually, if they're posting the truck in the trailer, they'll tell you they should have posted what size the trailer is. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, you can bet.
Some of them only want
bet
to
your bottom dollar
to
the
post so
driver
much
knows what
load.
size flatbed. Exactly. Here's some pretty decent ones: 425, 348, 348, 150, 130 miles, 158 miles. These 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They're all going. These are all separate loads. They're all by the same brokerage firm. So those are legitimate 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 loads that are running, picking up in the same place, going to the same place, and they're paying decent money. They're paying $3.48 a mile, and they're only going 158 miles. So, so if we were to launch today, we would not have problems. We wouldn't have problems keeping our owner operators above the subpar rates. Okay? Because if you look at here, let's just say dry vans. Let's go over here. Let's change this up. let's say 225. Go over here and do finger type, one finger type. Van, minute vans. Keep this around 50 miles on the up. Search. What vans got out here like this right now. See how difficult it would not be difficult to keep dry vans above $2 per mile, as you all can see, right? And we got a lit up board here. We literally have a lit up board here of dry van freight that's above what? That's above 225 per mile. 245, 897 miles. That's really good for a dry van. All right. Another 844 miles, 226. That's decent for a dry van. 246, 329 miles. That's still decent. 423, 130 miles. That's good. Short run. You got time enough to probably run 2 more short runs and get them above $1,500 off for the day. 249 per mile, 191 miles. That's decent. Why? Because you can run at least probably 2 more runs and you find a couple more short runs that's paying good money. You'll probably keep him, you probably put him over $1,000 a day. 227, 204 miles, 120 miles, 333. Same run again, 120 miles, 333 a mile. Whole bunch of them down here. San Antonio, Laredo, San Antonio, all these going to the same places. 256 per mile, 156 miles. So you got a lot of stuff here in Texas that you can put people on short runs and hit them on and probably turn those into dedicators. Y'all see that?
Yes.
Are y'all seeing that?
Yes.
Now Katrina says she can't hear. Katrina, you can't hear us either? I don't know what's going on with y'all's mics, because everybody else can hear us. I don't know what's going on. Y'all need to just check your mics. I do apologize, but you gotta check your mics. Does she log back in? All right. So the rates are looking good. Especially for driving in. So if this kind of holds up through July, we should not have any problems keeping our operators above subpar. But the van rates are looking decent. They're looking real decent on vans. I'm gonna check the step decks. I mean, the flatbeds and other things here. Now these are not showing rates. None of these are showing rates here. So a lot of these you got to call on. But if you combine the low boards with the lows that we're getting in from JB Hut, from and some of the other places, and we're working on some shipper loads to get shippers in. Let's check reefers, refrigerated. All right. Search. And you notice we got these within 50 miles. So these are not stuff that you're gonna have to dead heat, a long way to get. So these are what we call truly good money loads because they're short. You don't have to go far to pick them up. and things of that nature. So same thing. Let's change to what you call it. Reefers. Let's do our 320. Let's do 3.25. So we can see keep our reefers above. See if we keep reefers above the subpar rate. Get on that. All right, we got some through here. 23, 130 miles, 333, 120 miles, 2 loads there. And that ends. All the rest is done. Now, all this other stuff, you may find loads on here. You know, once you call up, I'm the broker. A lot of these loads may be paid, you know, above that, but they're just not showing the rates. Y'all see that? Now, what should be your strategy for calling a broker that doesn't have the rate shown? Anybody care to how would you handle, you know, when you call up a broker that doesn't have the rate shown? Anybody? Hello? Nobody wants to tackle that one? Yes, no, maybe so.
You said when you call the rate, you calling the broker asking for the rate?
Huh?
You say when you're calling the broker.
Yeah, if you're calling a broker, that does not have his rate, because all of this stuff below here, from here on out, there's a lot of lows, but they're not showing rates, right? Right?
Right.
The rates in it right here.
Right.
So how would you handle, how would you approach, what would you say to a broker when you're calling them who does not have their rates showing? How would you start off with them? What would you say to them? What would be your strategy? Anybody?
I would say contact the broker and let them know that you're seeing a lot of their loads that are not with rates, and request if they can send you over a list of all their loads that they're posting, and just add the rates to it.
Okay. I think I understood you. You said you just basically call the broker and ask them to send over the load they have the rates and the rates, right?
Well, on an everyday basis, whatever loads they have, send you a list of those loads with rates, because then you wouldn't have to be calling them consistently.
Okay. All right. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Now, y'all remember we talked about negotiating without negotiating? Y'all remember that?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Wouldn't it be a good idea if you're looking at brokers that don't have the rate showing? Wouldn't it be a good tactic to use? You look at this and say, look here. Say, and see, that's Warner, so that'd be easy. Hey, Warner, you know, I'm looking at your loads here, and I'm not seeing a rate on this. It's going 1,575 miles. I don't know if you can help me out or not. I've got a whole bunch of refrigerated carriers. You know. Oh, by the way, my name is Calvin Butler, and my firm is a part of the Assurance USA and the National Dispatchers Network. We have branches in all 48 states, and we're the largest network of independent dispatch firms in the country. You know, some of our dispatch firms have 50, 60 trucks, okay? And we got a lot of refrigerated freight. We got a lot of van freight. We got a lot of flatbed trucks too. We got a lot of refrigerated trucks. And I don't know if you can help us out or not, because this was not showing the rate. But what would really be helpful, and maybe you can put together a list that you can make some money on. If you could send us a list of all the refrigerated loads you have that are paying above $3.25 per mile, and between that $3.25 and that $5 per mile, or that $3.50, or that $3.75, or that $4 and $5 per mile, whatever you all want to put it at. That will help us out a lot, because I'm pretty sure with our network getting the size that it is, just about whatever you send us, we can probably run. And by the way, if you do the same thing with flat bids, anything that's above 275, between the 275 and the $4 per mile on flat bids, and on dry van, you got a ton of dry van carriers that would be as pleased as high if they had a list of those that were between 240, okay, or 225 and 325 per mile. Now, what have you just done? You have given that broker the go ahead to make as much money as he can. Right? Because a smart broker, what is a smart broker gonna do? What is a smart broker gonna do? He's gonna look at his loads and see what dry van loads he has that's paying $4, $3.50, $3, $2.80, $2.75. Right? And he's gonna do what? He priced them, right? Y'all hear what I'm saying?
Yep.
Yep.
He's gonna reprice them to meet what you just said. He's gonna reprice those $4 mile loads. He's gonna reprice them down to what? About $3 a mile. I'd make an extra $1 a mile. He's gonna reprice those, $3.50 per mile. He's gonna reprice them down to about $2.75, $2.50. Which is still make your what? Your dry van guys be happy, right? But you're keeping them way above the what? Subpar rate, right? So what you're doing is you're essentially allowing everybody to get what they want. You get what you want because you keep your carrier above subpar. The carrier gets what they want, but they are way above subpar with the dry van freight, and anything that's paying more than $2.35, $2.40 is dry van carriers have to smile with that. Especially when most of the loads are below $2 per mile, right? So your dry van owner operators, they're happy. You're happy because you was able to fit what they need and not have to pay out what? Any enhancements on those loads. And your broker is happy. Why? Because you just gave him the go ahead to make more money. What do you think that broker's gonna start doing when you start, putting those loads over to the network, and the network starts booking almost those loads? Every week now, that broker's gonna price his loads to fit what you need. That's a whole lot better. You call them up and say, hey, on this load that's running 1,575 miles, what's the best you can do on that? Right? That's a lot better than doing that, right? It's a lot better to say, hey, I take this load if you'll pay, what's this, a reefer? I'll take this load if you'll pay, $0.75 a mile on it. You just gave him reasons that now I can't do that. That's all you did, right? Does everybody see the difference in that strategy?
Yeah.
I like that strategy better.
Does everybody
If
see
the
that?
broker says no to any or all of the numbers that you give them, is that a time for you to just hang up and keep on going, or you just keep on pushing because you know that the broker's just being greedy at that point?
I don't care if the broker's being greedy. Why do you care? What?
I I meant if he says no to
You can't the broker being
numbers
greedy.
you give him.
If your carrier, if he says no to the number you got, I mean, that's why I don't give numbers. That's why I say, if you've got loads, that's why the conversation I'm started off with. I'm looking at this load. It doesn't have a rate on it, but maybe you can help me out, and maybe we can help each other out. That's how the conversation started off. Now I've got a load of refrigerated carriers. That's why you go into, oh, by the way, my name is such and such. I'm with the National Dispatchers Network and Assurance USA. We have the largest network of independent dispatch firms in the country. Matter of fact, we have a branch in every state, in all 48 states. A lot of our branches have more than 40, 50 trucks. We got a lot.
I get it. The selling line is
right?
how many carriers you have.
Exactly. You're planning that. Hey, you're rigging the game. That's all you're doing. You are rigging the game to get what you want no matter what. And you say, look, if you can put together,
I'm not able to hear you. I'm not sure if it's
the loads
mic'd out
that
or if
you
it's
have
on my end.
for refrigerators. Can you hear me now? Because I can hear you just fine.
You're breaking up a
Hello?
bit though, Calvin.
Okay. Probably because I had my computer running too long today. I got a lot of things open. Let me close out some of this. I got a lot of stuff.
Hello?
I've been doing a lot of stuff all day today. Let me close out something I don't necessarily right now. All right. Can you hear me better now?
So far, so good.
Okay. All right. Basically, what you're doing is you are rigging the game. You're rigging the game. You're stacking the deck. Okay. That's why you're kind of setting them up by saying by now.
I'm not able to hear anything you're
largest network
saying for the past 2 minutes. I'm not sure if that's anybody else is having that same problem.
Yeah, you're going in and out a lot.
Right. Okay. I don't know why. Like I said, my computer's been on all day. I'll probably just shut this thing down. I've been running it hard all day.
You need to put some fans
let's
on
try
that
to get through this real
computer.
quick. Hopefully y'all can play it back on the. Yeah.
I say you have to put some
Hopefully y'all
fans
can
on
play it back
that
on
computer.
the replay. And hopefully you'll hear it. But yeah. But as I was saying, what was I saying? You're rigging the game. Okay. Hopefully y'all can hear me. What you're doing is you are rigging the game. All right. You are essentially setting up the broker to give you what you want without you really asking for it, and you allow the broker to make money on his loads. Now you don't care if the broker is really making a lot of money off you making mediocre money. I mean, you don't really care because you're not here to count his money. Can no one hear me now?
I can hear you.
I can hear you too, Calvin.
I can hear you.
Yeah, I still hear you.
Okay. Some people can hear me, some people can't. I don't know what it is.
I can hear.
I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. But let's just try to get through this, and because it's about 8:37. Let's just try to get through it. But essentially, you're rigging it game. Okay. I don't know why some people can't hear me. Some people can. My internet connection says I got all bars.
Yeah, I just had to leave and come back.
All right. But anyway, what you're doing is you're rigging the game. You are getting the broker to give you what you want without you asking for it. That's basically what you're doing. Okay. By allowing them to make money, but at the same time, you're giving him a set of parameters that you know your carriers are going to be happy with. Why? Because our job at Assurance USA is to keep the dry vans above what? $2 per mile. To keep the flatbeds above what? $2.50 per mile to keep the refrigerators above what? $3 per mile. We can average them out a week's worth of money and keep them above those subpar rates, and we have done our job. Okay? So by giving the broker a criteria, says, hey, if you can send me loads that are between this and this for dry van, this and this for flatbed, this and this for refrigerators, you have rigged the game. So now all the broker's got to do is go and look for the loads that he's got that are above that, and then reprice them down to just above what you're looking for. But you've already rigged it to what you said that you were looking for is already more than what your dry vans want and what your flatbeds want and what your refrigerators want. Does that make sense to everybody? Does everybody see how you have essentially, stacked the deck?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Hey. That's called the art of negotiating without negotiating. Okay, this is one of the techniques that we are going to practice a lot when we're calling up brokers. Why? Because we want to get them to get used to sending us these load lists and us booking as much of their freight as we can to keep them happy, right? And if they're sending us load lists that are already fitting within the criteria that we want, it made. We scoring touchdowns every time.
So,
right?
Right. So so you said that we're gonna keep the vans over 2, flatbeds over 250s, and reefers over $3, correct? That what you're saying?
So those are the subpar rates. But when you call up a broker and you say, man, Mr. Broker, I got a whole bunch of van drivers. Or are you gonna tell him $2 per mile? What are you gonna tell him? I got a whole bunch of van drivers that you can keep me between $2.25 and $3 and $3.25, and they'll be happy as pie. You're not going all the way down to 2, right? Even though that's the subpar, but you want to give him a criteria that's above $2 per mile, right?
Right.
But whatever he sends you that's more than $2.25 is going to be great for your van drivers, right? Right?
Right.
That's right.
Same thing with flatbed. You're not going to tell him $2.50. You're going to tell him what? $2.75 and what? $4. And for your refrigerator, you're not going to tell him $3. You're going to tell him, hey, I got a whole bunch of refrigerator guys that they will be happy as the flies on. If they can get loads that are paying between what? $3.45 and $5 a mile, or $3.50 and $5 per mile. Now, which shouldn't be too hard for a broker to find loads like that. Why? Because he's got a whole bunch of loads that he has already. All he's going to do is going to look for his refrigerator loads that are paying above $5 per mile. He's going to reprice them down to between what? At $3.75 and that $5. Those
I get it.
flatbed loads that are paying above $4 per mile, he's going to reprice them down to what? At $2.75 and that $4 per mile. He's going to find those loads that are above the drive-in, that are above $3.50 per mile. He's going to reprice them down to what? $2.25 to $3.25. So he's going to make more money, but you're going to have more money than what your carriers want. Everybody's happy.
It's a win-win both ways.
Exactly. Negotiate without negotiating.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. I can do that.
It's not that hard once you see the logic in it. That's how you get what you want. Now, this is how we are going to, this is a strategy that we're going to implement on a large scale. This is the way I want you all to interact with brokers, okay? I don't want you all to call and say, hey, what's the best you can do on that right now, man? They hear that 1,000 times a day. And if you ask somebody what's the best you can do, they're going to give you, are you going to get the best that they can do? No. If you ask someone just fine, hey, can you do Huh?
I was asking, that's not, you're saying that that pitch for the broker is something that happens whenever you call a broker with a carrier that already has an eye on the load, or is that something that I could just go on that direct freight and just call up broker after broker with that pitch?
Basically, yeah. If you're using what we're offered insurance USA. Remember, we're not, because remember what's going on. We got carriers who are coming to us, signing up with us, for us to keep them above what? Their subpar rate. $2 for a van, $2.50 for flatbed, $3 for a dry van, for refrigerator. So if you approach the broker with the mindset of not negotiating, instead of, let's see if we can help each other out. By the way, I'm part of a large network of independent dispatchers, the largest in the country, National Dispatcher Network. What is he gonna do? He's gonna Google that. What is the National Dispatchers Network? Let me see what he's talking about. National Dispatchers. Network. What is that? What is the National Dispatcher Network? Oh, I'll be best National Dispatcher Network. That's a Facebook page. Who are National Dispatcher Network? Let's see who this is. National Dispatchers Network. Let's pull this up. Nation built by service. Get to know us. Fast, friendly, and fully functional network of owner our business managers, well renowned throughout the United States when it comes to finding the right freight for your needs. Our team is up for every challenge, skill, and experience our clients have come to expect. We always stand behind our work, with customer satisfaction being our #1 priority. Contact us and learn more about our incredible network of owner operators, our business managers, and how they can help you. Two thumbs up. If you're in need of an honest, professional, and reliable logistics service, then look no further. Okay, well, cool. Oh, okay, so that's who they are. Who is this Assurance USA? You know, that's where our branding comes in. Because if we're branding right, when people Google us, we should pop up all over the place, right? That's where the branding comes in. That's why it's so important that you all brand. All these videos here, National Dispatcher Network, everything that we have here, 29K, dispatcher jobs and all this other stuff. I mean, National Dispatcher Network Directory. That's why all this stuff is important. That's why all this branding is important. So when you say to a broker, we are the largest network of independent dispatch firms in the country, when he goes, yeah, they are. Some of our carriers, some of our dispatchers, dispatch firms have, 40, 50, 60 trucks. We have a branch in all 48 states. You start to see how all this ties in. So when you're talking to a broker like that, and you're telling the broker, what would really help us out, because I've got a whole bunch of dry van, owner operators who would be happier than pie. They would be more than happy if they can get loads that are paying between $225 and $325 per mile. I got a bunch of flatbed. I mean, they'll run these loads without even asking if they were between $275 and $4 per mile. And my reefer guys, they can get loads that are between $375 and $5 per mile. I can pretty much guarantee that we can run 90% of all the loads you send over to us. Because of our huge network, the sheer number of trucks that we have available to us, and this is what they are looking for, those that are between this. So now you have given that broker a reason to go and look at his loads. Okay, I'm gonna look for my dry van loads, I'm gonna look for all my loads that are paying more than what? $3.75 per mile, right? Or $4 a mile, or $3.25 per mile. So you look for all the loads that are paying more than that. Because we see this load that's paying more than that, he is now going to do what? Reprice them. We're gonna reprice them down to what? For our sake, we're gonna reprice them down to what? If he got a load that's paying $3.50 on a drive van, he's gonna reprice it right down to probably what? $2.50 or $2.75. If he's got a load that's paying, you see what he's doing? If he's got a load that he would normally pay out on it, $3.25, he's gonna reprice it back down to what? The $2.50 or $2.60. Why? Because we've already told him that our people are happy with loads between $2.25 and $3.25. You're giving the man a reason or her a reason to send you loads that are paying more than what your people are asking for or looking for. Is that not what you want? Isn't that what you want, right? Yes. Okay. So you should not be hung up on, well, how much does the broker make you? We got to get away from that. Too many people are hung up on that. They're too busy trying to count somebody else's money. No grown man should be worried about counting another man's money. I'm sorry. Well, let me be politically correct. No grown person should be worried about counting another grown person's money. If you concentrate on counting your money, you'll make more money. If you're trying to count somebody else's money, while you're trying to count their money, guess what? You're losing your money. Get out of there. Y'all see it all the time on operas. Well, if you pay that much, how much is he making? Who the hell cares? You tell look, y'all see those guys, right? You tell them, well, this load is paying $6 per mile. Well, how much are they making? That's what you're concerned with. You got a load that's paying $6 per mile, you normally probably ain't getting no more than $2.50 per mile. But you worried about how much they making on the load. That's why you can't make no money. You're too busy trying to count somebody else's money. Okay. That's not what we're going to be doing. We're not here to count brokers' money. We're not. We're not. We're here to make money for our operators, to get what they are looking for and better. And if we can keep them above the subpar rate, better than the subpar rate, we have done our job. We have helped them to earn a good living. At the same time, we've allowed our suppliers to make money. So that's what they really are. They are our suppliers. And you cannot stay in business if you do not satisfy what? Both the customer and the supplier, right? Does everybody understand that?
Yes.
Yes, no? Have a different of opinion? Talk to me.
Yes.
Yes.
Hey, all right. And that's true in any business, really. I mean, come on. If you don't allow your supplier to make money, they're not going to supply you, right? They're gonna cut you off. We can't make no money with them. Ain't nothing us trying to work with them. We can't make no money with them. If you're not satisfying your customer, it doesn't matter what you got. If you can't satisfy your customer, you're not gonna make any money. So you got to find a way to satisfy both. And this is how you do it. Okay, this is how you do it. By not trying to count his money and concentrate on making him his money. If you do that, you'll make your money. Let them make their money, over satisfy him on what he needs to make on his money, and you will make your money. But the minute you start trying to count somebody else's money, you done lost that game. The minute you start trying to count somebody else's money, you are losing out. That's the mistake that a lot of owner-operators are making now. They are too concerned with how much the broker is making rather than being concerned with making what they need to make. Okay? All right. With that, let's have a couple of questions real quick before we wrap up. But that's going to be our strategy moving forward with Assurance USA. This is how we're going to negotiate without negotiating. This is how we're going to get list after list, brokers after brokers to send us lists every day. Same thing with shipping. It works the same way with shipping. So by employing these strategies, if every one of us, branch owners and member specialists, if you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, if you're making those phone calls to the brokers and up to the shippers at the same time, we are taking those calls from the owner operator. If we're doing what we're supposed to be doing, we would not have any problems keeping our clientele satisfied. So that combined with our salary employees who we're going to be hiring to just book the freight, just to match up these loads, we're bringing in the carriers, we're bringing in the loads, the employees, they are what? Matching them up. It's like what's what I'm talking about? It's like what's the thing when you have these plants where things run on a machine? It's like an assembly line, right? It's like an assembly line.
Automation.
Automation, baby. Exactly. That's what it's like. Everybody's responsible for certain things. Okay? But we're all going to be on the same page. We're all got to be on the same page. Because if all of us is on the same page, we should be able to get maximum results. We should be able to get a whole bunch of brokers sending us loads. Why? Because we're all same strategy. And we're calling up brokers. Same thing with the shipper. We're calling up shippers, same strategy. You know? We all should be getting a whole bunch of loads that are coming into Assurance USA. That we should have more loads than we can shake a stick at. I'm gonna be honest with you, we should have on a daily basis more than 3,000 to 5,000 loads every day. After the first 3 to 4 months, if we do what we're supposed to be doing, definitely after the first 6 months, we should have an average of 5,000 loads in the house every single day. Every single day. I'm not just talking about any load. I'm talking about loads that fit the parameters for our owner operators. Now, that's really the key. That's really what's going to differentiate us from all the other brokerage firms, from all the other dispatch firms. That's what's going to set us aside from everybody else. Because we're not only going after loads, we're going after the loads, and we are rigging the game to allow the shippers to make money and send us the loads we want, to allow the brokers to make money and send us the loads in the amounts that we want. Y'all see the focus? Does everyone see how this could really work if we apply this type of strategy and we do it on a mass scale? Does everyone see that?
Yes.
So then it won't become a question of if we can keep our owner operators above subpar. It'll just be a question of matching them with the right loads. Right? But your job just became so much more easier. We made the employees' jobs so much more easier. You made your time with your owner operator the first 3 weeks and dispatching them so much more easier. And in doing that, you cleared the way for more owner operators to want to come over to us as easy as pie. Now, those guys over at Assurance USA, man, they got loads that are paying drive vans between $250 and $350 per mile consistently. They got loads that are paying flatbed between $3.275 and $3.75 per mile and $4 per mile consistently. They got refrigerator loads that are paying consistent between $3.50 and $5 per mile. Consistent. I don't know where they get their loads from, but they got some good loads. And the reason why is because we rigged the game. We got what we asked for, right? Because we allowed the brokers and the shippers to make money. We are giving them the go-ahead, the okay to make money. Versus everybody else is calling them up, trying to get as much as they can from them. Big difference, right? Right? There's a big difference in strategy. Who do you think the shipper is going to be more willing to work with? Us or a broker that's trying to get the most out of them every time he calls? Who do you think a broker's going to be more apt to work with? Us or owner operators and dispatch firms that are calling up asking them, is that the best you can do? You don't want to be that guy. You want to be the guy that calls up the broker, hey, I'm gonna allow you to make some money. All you got to do is, give me all your loads that you can fit within $2.25 for dry vans and $3.50 per mile. For flatbed, all your loads that you can fit between. See how the wording is there? You're allowing them to make money. It's all in how you present it, and you explain it to them. You allow them to make money. And look, if everybody operated that way, this industry would be. This industry would have no headache. It really would. You got too many people trying to count someone else's money, so that's why you have all the headaches. That really is one of the big reasons we have all the headaches and cheap rate. So we're not going to go there. We're not going to go there. This is how we're going to operate. This is how we're going to operate as a unit. This is how we're going to operate on mass scale. Everybody's going to be on the same page. We're going to have training on presenting this type of, I don't even call it a pitch, presenting this type of non-negotiating tactic. These type of strategies, we're going to train on this stuff all the time. So this is how I want you all to do it. Okay, when the carriers call up and ask them about who we are the only dispatch firm that has a across the board flat rate dispatch, $1,000 per month, which saves you anywhere from $1,000 to $1,500 per month. And after the first year, that drops from $1,000 went down to $633. So if you're willing to stick in there with us, we're going to make it worth your while. Right? We're going to make it worth your while. On top of that, we have a rate per mile, minimum rate per mile guarantee. Our guarantee is if we are dispatching you for the entire week, and if we're not finding you loads that average you out to above the subpar rate, or dry van, $2 per mile, flatbed, $2 per mile, reefer, $3 per mile. If we don't find you the loads for that week that average you out above those, the lowest paying load for that week, we're going to pay you an extra $1 per mile out of our own bank. I go, wow. Not only that, you don't have to worry about who you're going to do your factory with. Why? Because we have exclusive contracts with two of the most popular factory companies in the industry, and they're giving you all their premium rates. That's it. That's how you explain it. Everything's tied up in a nice, neat bow wrap, gift wrap. There you go, Mr. Owner Operator. I'm saving you money. I'm making you money, and I'm getting you good rates on your factory. Money fast. What more can an owner operator want, right? What more does an owner operator want? That's it, right? That's it. He don't have to go searching around for from different places. He gets it all in-house. All right, there you have it. A couple quick questions, real quick. You better wrap this up at 9 o'clock. Anybody have a
Just want to ask,
question? Don't have a question before we go ahead and shut this puppet down.
So basically, we're gonna explain to the new carriers that are signing on that the factoring company, once they realize that they're signed on with us, is going to offer them the premium rates for factoring.
Yeah, look, don't complicate it. Don't try to oversell it. Don't try to overcomplicate it. Okay, when you sign on with Insurance USA, you're getting a flat rate dispatch service. $1,000 a month. We're going to save you anywhere from $1,000 to $1,500 a month. We're going to give you a minimum rate per mile guarantee. That rate per mile guarantee is we are dispatching for you week. If we can't find you loads that keep you above your subpar rate, that keeps you a week's average above subpar rates, the lowest paying rate for that week, we're going to pay you an additional $1 per mile. We're also going to take care of what factory company you're going to use, because we have an exclusive contract with 2 factory companies, and they will be doing your factory. So you know you're getting the money on time, quick and fast, and you're not being charged the high-end rate on your factory. Leave it at that. If they ask what the rate is, like I say, that I don't really know. I just know it's beneath their what? Their premium, their high-end rate. You're somewhere in the middle, guaranteed. Okay? Simple as that. Keep it simple, stupid. Don't try to oversell it. Don't try to overcomplicate it. Keep it simple, stupid. Because here's what they're gonna hear. Because look, a lot of carriers right now, if they're doing fact, they're paying somewhere between 3 and 5%. Very few carriers pay less than 3% on factor, right? Does everybody agree to that? Especially if they're getting quick pay and advanced pay, they're paying that 5%. Because we have quick pay, advanced pay, and all that type of stuff. Right? Everybody? Those of you who know about factory?
Yeah, blow that price.
Right? So because we are running all of our business through these 2 factory companies, they're giving our carriers what? Premium rates, or as premium as they can get. You see the difference? Keep it simple, stupid. Okay? You don't want to try and overcomplicate it, because when you're overselling something and you overcomplicate something, that just leads to more and more questions. Leads to, I got more to think about. Oh, I got more to think about. You don't want to think too much about it. You want to lay it out to them. This is what it is. Here's what you're saving. Here's what you're making. Here's how quick you're going to get your money. 90% of operators even think that's that, right? Any owner operators out there? Where my owner operators at? Anybody in here who have ran a truck before? I got no owner operators on here tonight. Shoot. But I tell you, when I was owner operator, the thing that concerned me was, am I getting paid well? Okay. Am I getting my money on time? Is it costing me a whole lot of money to use your service? Those are the 3 things that I was concerned about. Those are the 3 things that concern 99.9% of our own operators. Are they getting paid well? Are they getting paid on time? Am I paying too much for your service? And then on top of that, we're giving them a rate per mile guarantee. Come on, give me that. All right. All right. One more question before we lock this up.
When we get the
Anybody got a question? One more question.
when we get the brokers to send us the load list, where should we have that list set? To us or where?
It's going to be sent to corporate. It's going to be sent over to info@nocheapfreight.com. But the list is going to be made available to everybody. The list is going to go in. Those loads are going to go where? Onto, I'm in there seeing TMS on the web, the available loads. All
Got it.
All of you are going to have access to the CNTMS. But when you get loads in, you're going to do it. You're going to load them up in the CNTMS. Okay? That's why we're going to have all y'all with your own login and included on your CNTMS. So you all can go in and upload, when you get a load list in, you get the load list in, you can upload all that stuff. This is one of the advantages of being under the Assurance USA business model. Okay, so everything is seamless. Like here it says loads. So when y'all load stuff in, build a load. You're gonna put those up. When you see load, search load boards, load templates, build a load. When you build the loads, you can either use the wizard, or you can create a template, or you can have the load sent over. You can what you call it? Upload the loads from what's the thing? Not Word, not what you call it. What's the other thing, y'all? Talk to me.
Excel.
Huh?
Excel.
Excel. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. You can upload them from Excel. So you're gonna go ahead and you're gonna put in the company, so you're gonna build, your load. Now you can create a template, or you can use the new load wizard. Okay, put in your branch, just whoever you are. Let's say you're Keon Hicks. You're gonna hit continue, and then you're gonna go in here and you're gonna build your loads in, right? Or you're going to import your loads. Yeah, edit. Load board, enter it stops. Area SO customer info basis. That's just one load number right there. But you're gonna input your loads, and you're gonna put the load status, load numbers, and all that type of stuff. And there's a way for you to the send people show us how to populate loads over. Like we got a lot of loads, populate them over. This is the reason why you all are being added to this CNTMS. So once you do all the loads in, you can view loads, and then that's that one person right there. All loads. That one person here. Put all the loads in. That's the loads for that person. Then you go up here, that was in all branches. So you get them in, you can just put the loads in, and then each person can go in and look at the loads. Ones that need drivers, you match them up with the drivers. Need a driver, match them up drivers, all that type of stuff. Okay, this is the reason why you all are getting access to this CNTMS. And the CNTMS is probably one of the most popular load management systems, truck and logistics management and truck management system out there. So, it's a good system. Good system. right, everybody. Don't forget to send over your information so I can finish getting these done tonight. I'm gonna try and have this loaded up on the Insurance USA site and on the RBBS YouTube channel. It's probably gonna be on Facebook sometime tonight. I see a lot that I have it waiting in. So I've got a lot of stuff that I've got to do. I got to go through and do this and get this stuff done. You all should be getting your domain names and your domain email addresses and your toll-free extensions. You all should be getting them today and tomorrow. We're going to, later on this week, we're going to start adding you all to the merchant account and creating, if y'all create the logins to the merchant account. We're gonna try to do some training on that, probably coming up either this weekend or next Monday on the merchant account. How they, it's pretty simple. Once you get into it, I mean, self-explanatory. Someone wants to sign up, you go in there, you put in the information. You know, I don't know how to put the information in. You put them on a monthly recurring or weekly recurring. So when they prefer, they're gonna pay $250 a week. They pay $250 a week. Want to pay $1,000 a month? They pay $1,000 a month. Okay, so I really want to do it. Okay, and then they'll be on a recurring. They will automatically debit their credit card every month or every week. Okay, so I'm worried about trying to collect money all the time. Right? It'll be pretty much automated. And each of you have their own login, so we would know what member specialist did what branch did what. Okay, so there won't be the problem with that. You go back and know who gets paid for what. So that person wanted to sign them up and put them in, so that's when they get paid. Okay, so it's all going to be an assembly line, basically.
Calvin, got a question for you. Just to make sure, because I've sent some emails to you, but haven't gotten a response from you yet. Am I sending this email to the assurance email or directly to you?
You send it to info at nocheapfreight.com.
Okay.
Yes. That's the one that's on the Assurance USA website. Info at nocheapfreight.com. There we go. Here. This is which country. Here the email thing. I've got these down here I've already responded to. And so already sent that in. These ones already done.
Well, I actually sent my other email to your person. I think it was when you it was for the conversation enhancement. I sent back my email to you. I sent it back to the email that you sent it from. It wasn't this email. That's probably why I've not got anything from it. I'm not sure.
I thought I sent everything from
Hey, Calvin.
info at cheapfreight.com.
Okay, so I'll send some more information back to that. I'll send that exact same email over to the info.
Send everything over to the info.
All right, I'll do that now.
Hey, Calvin. I sent mine in. I see you have it, but I didn't put a number in it. You said you had to put a number in it too?
You didn't put a number in. Yeah, and look, yeah, some of you sent it in, but it didn't have a PIN number and it didn't have a password. Okay, or
you wasn't saying I have to put a number in my email. I don't have to put a number in that.
Now, if you send it back in with a password.
I know you said capital letter and what not. Okay.
No, that's for your password. Your password that you are.
Oh.
Did you send in a password?
The PIN number. I sent in the PIN number and my
Did you send in a password?
Oh, I was thinking you was talking about when the part that says no cheap freight.
No, I need to know what you want your password to be.
Okay.
All right. All right.
I was confused. I don't know. I just sent it in right then. I put in.
All right. Hold on. All right. This is what I need. You see this right here? This is what I need. I need you to provide the following: the name of your email at nocheapfreight.com. What you want your name to be on your email address? The name, whatever the company name, your name, whatever you want that to be at
I didn't even see the part to say
I
email
need
password.
your password. What you want your
Okay, I skipped
I
that.
understand that. That's why I sent it back out.
That.
I sent it back out to everybody. Yeah, everybody that I got something from, I sent this back out to you all. Because here's what I need to be able to set those up. I can't set it up without a password.
Right. I'm just saying, I just sent mine in and I skipped over there. Obviously, I didn't see it. Okay, I'll redo it.
Okay, then I need you to send it in with this. I need you to send this form in. Okay, so everybody, if you filled out this form, if you already filled out this form right here, this exact form, the one that asks you for your email password, what you want your password to be, and asks you what your PIN number is going to be for Grasshopper. Your 4-digit PIN. If you fill this out, I've got it. If you did not fill out this form, this is the exact form, I need you to fill this out and send it back to me. Okay? Give me a second. I'm gonna put it down here again. To everyone. All right, there it is. Copy and paste that and fill that out and send it back to info at nocheapfreight. All right. All right. Thank you all again. I appreciate everyone for taking the time to tune in with us on our training sessions. This is we're on track to do something great. So let's stay focused. Let's all stay on the same court. Let's stay focused in what we're doing, and let's make this happen. Okay, let's make this happen. If we just follow the steps and do what we're supposed to be doing, there's no way we can't make a lot of money. There's no way we can't satisfy a whole bunch of owner operators. There's no way we can't do it. We just stay on track and do what we're supposed to be doing. All of the brokers, the pitch without negotiate without negotiating. Same thing with the shipping, getting those loads in. Corporate is always working. These big companies will do lanes and contracts and things with them so that we'll have the type of freight that our owner operators are looking. Okay, that's our job. Okay. And they will let the salaried employee do what they do, book freight, match the loads to the owner operator. That's all they got to do. If we break it down like that and we do what we're supposed to do, that's going to keep us owner operators satisfied. We won't be filing. We won't be paying out a whole bunch of claims. We'll be making owner operators happy. They're making money. We're making money. You all are making money. Everybody's hitting the bonus levels. So that's what it's all about. All right. See y'all tomorrow night. Tuesday night, how to dispatch and training is tomorrow night. How to dispatch, how much broker training will be tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Y'all have a great night, and don't forget we're gonna. I think we have scheduled for Wednesday at 2 o'clock. A TMS training, live TMS training. Don't forget that. All right, everybody. See y'all tomorrow night.
Night.